progress.
And thank you all for being here. I'm Douglas Jackson, the Arts and Culture Coordinator, and without any further ado, I'm going to turn it over to our lead facilitator, Joy Truskowski.
Hello, everybody. I'm Joy Truskowski. I'm the lead facilitator, like Doug said, and we welcome you here. We are going to do a lot of exciting things. We're going to talk about the process of Arts Connect Neighbors, and then also give you tips on how to make a great event. But first I'm gonna introduce our team. You've already met Doug Jackson here. And this is Karina Martinez. She's one of the facilitators on the project. She is also an artist in the Arts Connect Neighbors catalog. Yay.
Thank you.
I'm also an artist in the catalog.
Yay!
Yay.
Yay!
And we're just gonna give you a little overview of what we're gonna do today, just so you can see the roadmap of what's happening. Here is our facilitation team, which is myself and Doug and Karina, and then also is Shalene Powell, that's her last name, okay. I'm bad with really bad with last names. And Molly Hunter is on the team, and Ryan Balbeck. Okay, all right. I know first names, not last names. They are not here right now, but they are very much a part of the team. Okay, so let's introduce ourselves. So I'm gonna ask you to say your name. And then if you are an artist in the catalog, tell what your offering is. And for bonus points, you can say the page number in the catalog. If you don't know the page number, no problem. Like we will still let you stay. And if you are a neighbor interested, then just say your name and your neighborhood.
Now stop it. Stop it.
Muted.
That's what I want to say to technology sometimes. So let's go around the room. I'll start here. I'm Joy, and I live in Old Southwest, and I have a circle singing offering in the catalog and a community open mic offering.
Okay, I'm Karina Martinez, and my offering is Smash and Craft Mini Piñata Making Smash. Page 36.
I'm Brian Coonahan. I'm an artist on page 38, Steamroller Prints, and 41 Cranky Scrolls. And I also do Daisy Art Parade.
I'm Christina Nifong, and I'm an artist on page 29. I have an activity where I will share some quotes and people can turn their quote into art.
I'm Ash, and I am a neighbor in Old Southwest.
I'm Catherine, and I am on page 19 and on page 25. So I have one doing puppets and puppet shows, and one that is making comic books together.
I'm Gwen Payne. This is my daughter Sanaya Payne, and I'm on page 48. And my offering is praise dance with youth and creating dance, as well as offering dance ministry, uplifting praise dance. And I'm from Southwest. Sorry.
So I hope I'd be here. I'm from Salem.
It is allowed.
Richard Goodane, the main reason I'm here is, our group Roanoke Social Circle is trying to create small groups within neighborhoods, not nice, you have big neighborhoods. We're trying to create small neighborhood groups of, 2 blocks or something like that. And it seems like this is a great resource for those people that might want to do something with their neighbors. So that's my main reason for being here, is to find out what you do, so then we can share it with all the people that are in our group that they might want to do.
We love it.
I'm glad you're here.
And I'm Douglas Jackson, and I live in Raleigh Court. where I got to be part of an activity this year that was fantastic, where they used two, if not three activities to celebrate a bunch of houses turning 100 years old, which was a lot of fun. And then,
So now we're gonna go online and ask people to introduce yourselves. So I will just call out the people I see on my screen. Molly.
I am Molly Kernan, and my activity is the Fairy House Workshop. And I really need to go pay Doug a visit because I don't have the new catalog yet.
that's a great time to advertise that we have catalogs here in our little conference room, and it's open any day from 8 to 5, and you're welcome to come pick them up and grab a bag, and we have some here tonight for folks who are here.
Nice.
Who did the wonderful artwork for the new cover? I love it.
That was Isabel Hill.
Oh, yeah, it is. Her, yeah, yes, Isabel. She's also part of our team.
Amazing.
She does
It-
all of our
it's
social media stuff too.
Isabel Hill works for the Roanoke Cultural Endowment. She's part of the facilitation team. And she used the pictures that people submitted from the events last year to do the illustrations in the catalog. So they really represent things that actually happened.
And real people in the community.
Yeah, I recognize one of my return Fairy House builders on the front.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna ask James Patterson. to introduce
Hello,
yourself.
my name is James Patterson. Today is my first group. I'm an artist. I was invited by Douglas. I'm new to the program, so I'm not in the book yet.
We're glad you're here.
Yeah, thank you. Not yet. You will be in the catalog. Mike Moran.
Yeah, my name is Mike Moran. I am an artist on page 23. And the puppet-based goat singer family workshop. So the idea is if you got puppets or if you got toys, you bring them in, we throw music underneath it, any kind of goofy sets we want to build out of whatever we can make, and we figure out how to make the puppets look like they're actually real things. So other people teach you how to build puppets. I teach you how to play with your toys.
Very cool. Rachel Ann.
Hey, I'm Rachel Ann. I wish I was there in the room, but I'm sick. So I'm here in my house in Old Southwest. I have a poetry workshop in the catalog. It's called Poets in the Park. I don't have the catalog in front of me, so I don't know what page it's on, but I got to facilitate that earlier this year as part of the Tinker Creek Book Club to celebrate the new section of Tinker Creek Greenway, which was a very fruitful workshop, I thought. So happy to be here.
Thank you. Ben.
Hey everyone,
Beza?
I'm Ben Bazak, and I'm on the Arts Commission and sit on the placemaking committee. And behind me is one of the homes that turned 100 years old that's celebrated in that great field day or celebration that we had.
Awesome. If I mess up your names, it's because I'm squinting and trying to read them on the screen, but I see Alexander Harlow. Is that right?
Yeah. I go by Sebastian. I am an artist and I am a neighbor out of Raleigh Court.
Nice. Natalia.
Hey, hold on. Okay, I'm not muted. I'm Natalia Michael. I am not part of the catalog, though I am in the Artist in Residence program. I'm really looking forward to learning more about it because I think the catalog is such a fabulous idea. And yeah, just happy to be here. I hope nobody minds that I may be multitasking a little bit. I am painting. I've got a lot of work at the moment, so hope that's okay.
No problem. Thank you for being here.
Of course.
Leah.
So, I'm Leah Thompson. I'm in the catalog. I think it's on page 33, not really sure. But I do an art mobile thing where we just kind of do kind of like a painting, uh, painting at night kind of thing, without the sipping. I don't do the sipping part, but I've done a few jobs, and I've also picked up some other jobs from people that are in the catalog that couldn't do it at that time. So I was kind of like the sub for them as well.
Yes, and Leah you did an amazing job. The one that I witnessed. Polly.
Hello, everybody. I'm Polly Branch. Forgive me for not showing myself, but my internet, I hope you can hear me, my internet is lagging. Okay. Live in the county, been in Roanoke all my life and worked in community. The offerings that I have are to get to know your neighborhood by walking around and doing plein air drawing and using a compass, and another offering of weaving on a fence line in order to bring people together and create a design and spruce up an area that needs some color.
Beautiful, thank you. Marianne, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello. Sorry, no photo of me, no video. Something's going on and it won't show me. So you just have a disembodied voice. I'm on page 25 of the catalog, Meditate and Create. I facilitate a workshop helping you learn the art of focusing and imagining what you want, which is very beneficial in opening up your creativity and also assists in many other facets of your life.
Awesome, I love that.
Thank you. I do
Yeah.
too.
Yes, very important work. Jane, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, darlings. I'm Jane Gabrielle. I live in Northwest Roanoke. I've got several offerings in the catalog, including kindness stones, chalkways to hope, and neighbor stepping stones, neighborhood footsteps, I believe it's called. I don't know what pages they're on yet, but I've been giving out catalogs. People are super excited, and yeah, the illustration on the front and inside, they use so many of my pictures. I was really excited, and in fact, our daughter is on the front cover holding the kindness stone up with her ex-boyfriend. We have not shown it to her yet.
All right, is that everybody? Have we gotten through
I think so.
All right, awesome, cool. Well, let's get into our presentation.
I'm getting it now.
Okay, so we're gonna go over the process of using the Arts Connect catalog for those of you who are newer and new to it. So we have this beautiful print catalog, and then we also have it online. And we've been handing out these catalogs in the neighborhoods and promoting it all over Roanoke, and encouraging neighbors to get together with their neighbors and organize an event. And then they go through the catalog and they choose an activity, or maybe 2 or 3 that fit their event. And in the online catalog, underneath each activity is a form that you fill out to submit a request. And they submit a request, we receive the request, and then we talk about, do we approve it? Do we give them suggestions on how to make it better? And then we reach out to them and say, hey, we approved your request. We're gonna connect you with the artist. And then we help facilitate that. So we either host an in-person meeting or a meeting on Zoom, and help you coordinate and get the best event that you can possibly get.
Maybe we can also mention that to approve an activity, it needs to fit the goal of the program.
Yeah,
That is connecting neighbor,
yeah.
making community.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, and so what I really love about this is that it's like, so, I don't know, many of us don't know our neighbors. We don't know their names. We don't talk to them at all. And, we're facing a lot of difficult stuff in the world today. So how do we get together and become stronger communities? Because we need each other. We really need each other more than ever. So this program is all about getting people together to do something fun and connecting, so that down the line, when we have to make difficult decisions together, we know each other's names, we care about each other, and we can work together. So that's the primary goal of the program, and I'm so proud to be able to work on this and do something meaningful. And I'm so glad you all are here too, doing this.
Sorry, I've got a quick question.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll go over this later, but I was wondering if you had kind of pointers on how to get things started if you are in a situation in which, like, you want to get more people on your street or your little kind of 2 blocks area together, but you don't know many people.
That's a great question.
Neighborhood association.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I have one, is the thing. Maybe I do and I just don't know about it, but.
Which neighborhood are you in?
On the map, I'm actually a little unsure. I guess I'm a little north of like Melrose Rugby.
Yeah, there's a number of neighborhood associations in that area.
Okay.
That'd be great to get to know. Yeah.
But like, say in the event someone wasn't in contact with one. Again, if this isn't a question you have an answer to at the moment, that's all right. But it is something I was wondering about in regards to the catalog.
No, as a matter of fact, there are probably an infinite number of suggestions. And part of the fun of this will be as well pooling our knowledge and each providing suggestions. And, oh, here's what worked for me in my neighborhood. One thing that we do have, and this is exactly kind of the opportunity tonight, we even have bags, little tote bags that you can take around, so you walk around with catalogs, knock on doors of, say it's a 2-block area, knock on doors, introduce yourself and say, hey, look, we've got an opportunity to have free art activity in the neighborhood. I'd love it if you could take a look at it, and here's my phone number, and let them, you don't have to put any pressure on them to make a decision right then, but give them the catalog, let them think about it, and then maybe start following up a little bit. And I think that's just a nice general way we hope to do it. And not everybody's going to want to be involved in it right away, but if they see something happening on the street and they hadn't been involved in it the first time, they might come attend if they hadn't wanted to help plan it. And then who knows how that grows. But I think that's a great question, and there are a whole lot of different answers, I think, to it. But what we hope this process is a tool for it.
Okay, that sounds actually really great, because one of my neighbors, I think, is putting together a block party soon. So if there's a place that I can come by and grab one of something like that, that would be really great.
There sure is, and it's also all online as well at roanokearts.org/neighbors. But yeah, the catalogs are here. A block party that's being done is a terrific.
I'm hoping to connect with some people then. So okay, so I don't want to take over your presentation, but thank you for answering my question.
Oh no, that's a great question. I'm sure you're not the only person with that question, and we are going to have space at the end for more questions and discussions. Okay, so here is what we're going to cover today as far as our tips for how to have a great activity, and it comes in 2 different sections: planning and preparation, and then engagement and communication. So I'll just jump right into the first one. Know your audience. So every neighborhood is different. Some neighborhoods have more families, some neighborhoods have more elderly people. So just when you're working with a neighborhood, get to know who those people are, age groups, cultural backgrounds, their interests, and plan something inclusive and adaptable for all. So here's a picture of Roanoke Baroque, which is one of the catalog entries. They play music from the 1800s and do a really cool presentation talking about like the history of the instruments and stuff. And this is an activity at the Old Southwest Alexander Gish House, which is like a 200-plus-year-old historic house that the neighborhood association preserved. So it was a really perfect choice because all the people there are really interested in preserving old houses. And the music that they were playing was from the time period from when the house was built. So that was pretty cool. So that's just one example. And then the next item is neighborhood goals. This is really, really important because if we're gonna bring neighbors together and really help them, we have to know what the neighborhood goals are and what their challenges are too. So here it says, ask what the neighborhood's goals are and brainstorm with the neighbors how your activity can support those goals. For example, if the neighborhood organization wants to encourage more families to come to events, maybe think of ways your activity could be more kid-friendly if it isn't already. Here, there's a picture of an activity, a paint night we did at Melrose Plaza just last week. And I've been coordinating with some of the neighborhood leaders because one of their goals is to bring the community together. It's really fragmented. There's some distrust among the neighbors and mistrust in the institutions because of this really rough history that we have in our city and associated with the neighborhood in Melrose Rugby. So we are coordinating a series of paint nights to take themes of togetherness and like using images that are associated with the neighborhood. And then also doing a series of story circles to get stories from the people, to get them talking about how they feel and to get their ideas. And then we also have neighborhood artist Robin Mitchell, who's working with the neighborhood to create imagery and a logo for the neighborhood. So we want to take ideas from the people's stories and from, you know, the things that they paint in their paint night to create something that brings the whole neighborhood together. And Katie Pickle is one of the catalog artists. She did this paint night. She did such a beautiful job of choosing images and themes that really fit the neighborhood.
Yeah, and that's a terrific point. All the work we've been doing with individual artists is really about the creative process. And we wanted to work with artists in the last few years for a couple of reasons. One, artists are risk takers. And if we want to improve our community, trying new things, it can be really intimidating, right? To get out there and try to affect change. But an artist as a risk taker, we think is kind of willing to do it and to lead the way for us. But what's also really important is that an artist has that creative process that they have thought about, that they're very mindful of. And the creative process is not really just about creating, say, a painting, but it can be applied in the world around us. And that process is incredibly important. And so when we talk about the neighborhood goals, the artist can bring something very special in conversation. And think about how great it feels as a neighbor trying to pull something together. And suddenly you've got, you've got an ally or two in the neighborhood. There's also somebody who's there from outside the neighborhood who's willing to roll their sleeves up and provide some services and use that creative process alongside you. So I think we're really excited about this and really, really enjoyed seeing how it works. And so Katie sitting there as the artist around the table with Miss Donna Davis at Melrose Plaza and Robin Mitchell, all of them putting their heads together and then layering catalog activities is just really exciting, I think.
And I also just wanted to point out like the fact that like these are interactive activities, so like it's not just like the artists that make the art, it's everybody. Everybody's an artist and we're bringing out the artist in all the neighbors. And that's so healing and so important for our communities.
Yeah. I told Joy to give me the boring ones, so, here, part of having an event is having, you know, the basics covered. So if the neighborhood's bringing people together, some real basics that we want them to think about. And like I said, the artist is that kind of outside person too, and who might be able to say, oh yeah, have you considered this as well? So it's up to the neighborhood to set up the larger activity. But that said, the artists might find themselves in a place that could give some coaching there. And every neighborhood I've worked with is spot on with it. So, but we still want to say it. You know, you've got to have the nuts and bolts of it. You've got to have the room reserved. You've got to have that person who's going to get there an hour early to get everything set up. You've got to have the tables and chairs. You got to think about what's going to happen if it rains. And do we need an umbrella? Where are we going to go? Do we need an umbrella? An umbrella for the entire group. That's a great idea.
And they get to learn how to share.
They learn how to share that one umbrella. And then additionally, you know, think about, I was at an event recently, it's like, oh, where are the trash cans? You know, that's something I forget a lot, you know, but you want to, you know, certainly if you're doing it in a park, you want to leave that park looking even better than it was when you got there. So part of that might be making sure you have additional trash bags and trash cans and someone's ready to do that. So just some of that thinking beforehand, it will probably happen mostly from the neighborhood, but the artists might find themselves also helping to ask a few key questions. Yeah. See, that was the boring one. Okay, now back to the fun.
Okay, think connection. What is important here is to align your activity with the event's core purpose, so it feels meaningful and integrated. Here is very, very important to identify the keyword of the main celebration. For example, if the main of the keyword is celebration, all of the activities must be in the same mood. If the keyword is community, all of the activities must be aligned to that. Or if, for example, is healing, all of the activities must be in the same core. Make sure your activity matches the joyful mood. If the goal is healing together, ensure your activity supports that intention and fosters a sense of care. If the goal is building community, your activity should be collaborative and group oriented. And we can see those both pictures, they are opposite. We can see those opposite examples, for example, the drum circle versus the kindness stones. And we can see the difference between the activity or the idea.
So that drum circle is really active and there was African dance happening alongside it.
Yeah, versus old seating just doing stones.
Kind of, yeah.
Stones, yes.
Yes, so one's active, kind of the center of attention, it's the big thing that's happening. Meanwhile, if you've got a setting where things are happening here and here and here and here and here, it might be that the kindness stones might be a good kind of drop by activity where people do it individually and not all together at one time. Yeah. Got me? That's me. That's me. I was waiting to listen. Yeah. So now we really, how many, well, raise your hand, or you can raise your virtual hand as well. If you have said, oh, I didn't know that was happening this past weekend. I wish I had known. I would have loved to have been at that. It happens to me almost every week, and it's a full-time job just trying to keep up with everything that's happening in the community. That marketing is so important, and the neighborhood is going to, they're doing the event to bring people together. And so they want to bring people together. Often a neighborhood will say, oh, we want to get more people in the neighborhood involved. So that promotion of it might require some thinking. Is there a part of the neighborhood that's not involved where it could walk door to door and hand a flyer to them? Is it possible that the activity that the artist is providing could be a real selling point? So maybe they need to have a picture of the artist and the activity on the flyer and say very specifically what's going to be happening. It's not just a block party, it's a block party with dance and art and it's something special. So we would love to have it, and we can give you, give you access to the Arts Connect Neighbors logo that can be used in that as well. And you'll have pictures of your activity that you can share with them. But we do want the neighborhoods to think about using these activities as a selling point. And then while we're in the neighborhood, we're still promoting the project because the neighborhood can take advantage of more than one thing. They might have a block party, but if we have some catalogs there with the artist and a sign saying this is provided by Arts Connect Neighbors, it might inspire the next event that's going to happen in the neighborhood. Yeah. All right. That one's not me.
That's me. Okay. Take photos. Take photos as much as you can, all of the time. Always with consent. Try to capture joyful moments in artworks to share on community pages, social media, and even your personal page. Try to always use a hashtag such as Arts Connect Neighbors program and or Roanoke cultural endowment. What is important here is to capturing meaningful moments. It's important to show what is happening in those moments that can be just preserved on a picture and share, of course.
And Isabel Hill with the Cultural Endowment's been doing some really terrific social media using the pictures, and it looks first class. So if we have pictures, we'll incorporate them. And who knows? We want to do a volume 3 of this, and who knows what will end up being featured in those pictures. Yeah. Okay. Oh, so that's for me to press the button. And we are really working hard to market what's special about Roanoke. And part of what's special about Roanoke is rethink all the creativity that happens here. You think about all the arts and cultural organizations, all the individual artists, the programs like this, where we really do believe that we are creating every day the place we want to be by using our arts and creativity to connect. We do have the newsletter that goes out every Monday morning, and we've got 2,000 and some people on it now, and we're still growing that. And we want to use it to market our artists and market our organizations and keep people working together. So we invite you to have a sign-up sheet for the newsletter as well. We have those for you. We'll have these electronically for you too, so you can print them out, but we'll have them here at our headquarters, our HQ, back here behind me.
Okay, invite feedback. Always invite feedback or wishes. You can set up, leave a wish or feedback board, or you can ask for anonymous notes about the activity at the end of your workshop.
Okay, here's a very important part of the process. Post-event reports. We invite every artist after the activity is over to submit a post-event report. We send you a link. It's a really easy form. It's like just a few really simple questions, like how many people were part of your activity? How many people were there? And most importantly, include photos. Cause then we really get images that we can use for our social media to show people how cool this program is. And we can, yeah, we just have a record of all the cool stuff we did. So like these pictures here, we have the mandala making that, Misty Dawn does, where they take natural materials and make, temporary mandalas and, some chalk drawing and something going on at the Okra Fest. And and then a paint night that was in Raleigh Court. So, yeah. Include photos.
And we're gonna have a little bit of conversation and ask for some questions, but before we do, I just wanna, mention a little bit how proud I've been of our community through this program. And we put it out, we put the request out last year or a year and a half ago, and we've never seen this done before. We didn't have a model, we just kind of created it. And when we put it out and said, artists, what can you provide? We didn't know we didn't know if we'd even get enough for a catalog. And we got just enough for a catalog. It was perfect. And then we put it out again, and we have 60 activities now. 28 of the activities are new this time. And, you know, we have, you know, everything's changed federally. We've lost a little bit of the federal funding. They took some of that back because this didn't seem to be a priority for them. But we're committed to it in the community. And I was on a small focus group it was Americans for the Arts hosted it. I thought it was a larger meeting, but it was only 4 communities. It was Denver, Philadelphia, Broward County, Florida, and Roanoke. And when I talked about this, I mean, they were like beside themselves. You've got to send us this. They were really excited about it. And the woman from Philadelphia, who was the mayor's appointee of arts and culture, she said, "How are you doing this in a small place like Roanoke, Virginia?" But I think it really is a selling point. But I'm so proud of the artists and the neighbors who take the risk and are working together to do it. And as part of that, you know, our facilitation team, Joy, Karina, Ryan, Isabel, Molly, they get together every couple of weeks and spend time together. And it's been so much fun working across that team. And I just want to thank you for all the really strong work that you've been doing on this. They're working really hard, and I think we're all having fun doing it as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So I wanted to do that before you continue.
All right, thank you. So yeah, I want to take this opportunity to take any questions before we have a conversation. Main questions. So if you have a question, you can go ahead and just unmute yourself or and just jump in or raise your hand or in here too. It's so weird. It's like there's a screen in the room and I'm just like staring at the screen, even though there's live bodies all around me. It's live. Humans are so weird. Okay, yeah, questions. Well, if you do think of a question as we're having the discussion, please jump in. We do have a discussion question, which is on the screen, and that is, what are some ways you see that we can strengthen our neighborhoods in this process?
I actually had a quick question. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
How much notice does the program require? Like, how long does the turnaround usually work for, like, you know, people contacting you all to suggest an activity and then it becoming scheduled?
That's a great question. So in the past year, we've been asking for at least a month, but now we're asking for 2 months because we really want to dig in more this year to see how we can make this program even better and coordinate with the neighbors even more. You know, so we wanna give enough lead time to do like what we're doing in the Melrose Rugby area where we're like, okay, it's not just one activity and one event, like we can do like 3 different activities and incorporate them all together and really meet with the neighbors and see how we can help with all the challenges and goals as much as possible.
Okay, that's really good to know. Thanks.
You're welcome. Good question. Thank you.
Good. Sorry, do you think that maybe if there's like is that sort of thing included in the catalog, or could that be added online just for, I guess, for people that are interested?
Yeah, it says a month in the catalog.
Okay.
Yeah, and a month is actually pretty good. We've been getting them like 2 weeks, and which is tough.
Yeah.
And we try hard to pay the artist in advance, you know, which we think is because their supplies cost and such. But there's a time for that, and time on it too.
Yeah.
2 months is terrific. And I tell you, with the loss of the federal dollars, we'll probably do a little fewer than we did last time. We've still got plenty of resources, don't worry about that. But we demonstrated the model the first year, the first round. Now, and it really is a neighborhood capacity building program. Now we want to go deeper and do that, have those deeper conversations. If we're going to go through it's back to those neighborhood goals. If we're going to go through the effort of having the activity, we might as well get as much as possible out of it. And that's that goal alignment. And so we think we're shortchanging ourselves if we don't have enough time.
Yeah. And I also want to mention, all of our, artists and residents and, I don't know, people on the team have been trained to, lead story circles, which is, a way of having a discussion where, there's a prompt that's related to the goal. And it's a democratic process. So everybody gets equal opportunity to share their thoughts and their stories. And then there's a discussion afterwards. It's a really beautiful process. And that's something that we can offer to a neighborhood, you know, especially if it's a neighborhood that's, you know, experiencing difficulties and you want some kind of process to come in and try to bring people together and help them brainstorm what kind of arts activities can help them or what can they agree on. So that's just like another thing that we can offer you.
I have a question. Someone asked me about using the catalog for a youth after-school church-sponsored event, you know. I can how I'm saying it so hard, but you get what I'm saying. It's new. They happen to have middle school kids, but now they have teens. So they wanted to bring up something more challenging for their program. So is that something they can just tell them to ask and see what happens? It's not a neighborhood so much as it is an organization that brings kids from the neighborhood together. So it's a little bit different format.
We'd have a conversation around it. And what we said in the past, and we had about 30% of the activities that were done in the first round took place in church halls. And so we see churches as being a terrific partner. Now, if the church is working in providing services in the neighborhood, and that's a place where the kids are going after school, I think that's a good fit, but we want to have that conversation. Now, if the church is doing something just for the members of the church and it's not the committed outreach to the neighborhood, then it may not be quite a fit for our funding. Now, what's new on this year is that every time a request comes in, we get a notification and the artist gets a notification. And that way, if it's not something that we can pay for, we'll have the conversation with the artist and it might be that the church says, okay, well, we've got $150 and we can pay the artist to do this event. And so that was intentionally from the beginning, we wanted, this catalog has, one of the goals is to increase revenue streams for artists. And that's not just the city paying for it, but it could be churches, civic clubs, corporations, other communities And so we wanted this year to open it up that way, to, you know, and we put it in other communities' hands too, like Salem, or Benton, and said, hey, or I think we gave it to Fincastle, hey, you might wanna call on this, have them come.
Yeah, we recently had a request from an organization that works, like, like, they do therapy and like people struggling with addictions and stuff, and they wanted to do an activity with their clients. And it was so cool, and I really wanted to support them, but our program is all about events that are free and open to the public. And so it just didn't align with our goals. So instead I just gave them the artist information, and I said, you know, if you can fund this artist, then you should still do the activity, even though we can't pay for it. And so that's just another way that we can try to like connect artists with different organizations that are still doing really awesome things.
So the question on what you just said, so if there is a neighborhood that's doing an event, can people outside that neighborhood come to that event or not? Okay, so it, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if somebody wanted to see, I mean, they went, oh, well, maybe I'd like to do that, we'll go to this event, and then they could say, oh, I'd like to do that in my neighborhood or something like that. Okay.
Exactly, yep.
Good, that's good to know.
Do you have a question? Oh.
I think Ben's got his hand raised.
Oh, Ben, yes.
Just a quick question. Is Molly Hunter on that committee? Did I hear that right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Cool. I just,
Yes.
Has that department been able to use these activities to leverage these activities to jumpstart maybe some communities whose neighborhood organization has fallen away, or?
That's a great question, Ben, and the answer is yes. In fact, I had a call with Molly last week, and I said, can we, I said, in your mind, what are the 3 or 4 neighborhoods that this year that we can use the catalog to really help take them the next step? And she knew exactly who the neighborhoods were. And so we're kind of putting those in our head to say, okay, at the end of this, we're going to be part of their success. So she's committed to the catalog as well. She's the coordinating person for Roanoke Neighborhood Advocates, which is city council appointed team made up of representatives from different neighborhoods. So they're behind this too.
Thank you.
One thing that just crossed my, oh, you're welcome, yeah. One thing that just crossed my mind is that artists can market this as well. So it might be that you're in conversation with a neighborhood and you see where it's a real fit. And so you can market your activity and go ahead and start talking to the neighborhood about those goals. It's fine for that development to happen, and that it comes and it's already happening. In fact, often we'll get a request, and it might be for community arts reach, and they said, oh, I've already talked to BJ, and she's available that day, and so they've already been having that conversation, which we think is terrific.
What is the range of, so it's like a minimum of 8, but what would you say what is too big versus what's like the median number, or? I mean, yeah.
Well, we just say 8 we made that up.
No, that's fine. I'm trying to figure out how big how big.
It's a nice number.
Yeah, well, we wanted people to get together and put their heads together and think about their neighborhood and have that conversation. But the event itself could be up to, I think it depends on which activity is happening. Right. So you could have a couple hundred people out there listening to J-Stop Latin group, or you could have, you could have 20 people. There's one in there that's very excited about this year because it was in our heads as we were developing this. Is the Mill Mountain Theater is doing the improv class. And the improv class would be perfect for the board of a neighborhood, or just it could be a small group of 10 or 15 people where they're actively listening to each other and responding to each other. And you can just see the benefits of something like that. So it could be for something like that, it could be a pretty small group. Yeah.
So if we, cause our group has people from not only, from Salem, Lyme, from Roanoke, Lyme, from, whatever, they come from all around. So if we wanted to do something with our group, even though it's not a neighborhood per se, I mean, is that possible to do that, or we not?
Kind of as Joy said, if it's got that neighborhood focus, we can pay for it. We might talk to you and help you find some other resources if there's something, for specifically. Depending on what you're doing and how you're bringing people together.
Or if you have like a member who lives in a Roanoke neighborhood, you can organize it in that neighborhood.
Right.
And then your other members can go and visit that neighborhood, and just kind of fit it with the program, and then we can talk about supporting it.
Okay.
And if somebody applies online with the form, what's like the turnaround for how quickly they hear back? Do they hear back if it's a no?
Yeah, you'll hear back if it's a no, and often it's not just a straight up no, it's like, well, here are some ways that we can work with you to make it fit, or, we try to say yes as often as we possibly can. But yeah, you will hear back. Be patient, sometimes it might be a week or two, that's why we want you to give us a lot of lead time, because we meet every 2 weeks. And we all, like, this is part-time work for all of us, so it's like, we all have other jobs, so sometimes, some time might go by, so make sure you have lead time. Usually like a week, but maybe 2 weeks. We're all really busy.
Yeah, it just some 2, 3 days.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes it's like, it depends.
Yeah.
All right, any other questions? We are nearing the end, got 2 more minutes, I believe.
Yeah. I have a quick question, it's a small one. We're able to like set these up at like I have a couple places I go to and they've got their coffee tech resources. That is suggested, right?
Please,
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely, it's encouraged.
Okay.
So grab a tote and grab a stack. Some of the plastic ones have 20 in there, some of them have 10.
Okay.
But yeah, we want to get those out there. So we really appreciate you doing that.
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
I meant to come the last event and I couldn't find you all. So I'm glad that I'm gonna grab some when I leave out today. So
I'm sorry, we're on that art block. We probably should have put out some better direction.
That's okay, I was driving around.
But in talking about handing out the catalogs, I've had several conversations too, where you're like introducing people, the coffee shop owner or somebody, whoever you're handing it out to, you can like describe the program too. So it's like a way of kind of sharing about the whole big idea.
Yes, and I took some up to the Discovery Center at Mill Mountain the other day, and I talked to Ellen, who was there at the desk, and kind of described the program to her. And we put them in the libraries, but that doesn't mean that they're gonna stay there, because they go fast.
I was at Melrose and I was like, I don't see any, you want some more?
Oh, good.
I just had 2 or 3 in my bag.
Do you have like a 1-page flyer that people could hand out, or 1 sheet? I mean, it was just
Yeah, we have in the past, and, I could probably revisit that and have that available.
yeah, because I think I could, and then if they were interested, say, oh, well, here's a catalog, as opposed to, these are not cheap, I'm sure.
No, they're not.
Just look at them.
They're not, they're real, yeah.
Nice touch.
Very nice catalog.
We made the commitment to, I'll cut this part out. We made the commitment when they took the money back. We said, we've got enough time.
There you go.
Spend this money before they,
Yeah, yeah,
from
so,
us.
cause we did talk about that, so we said, but maybe this year we just wanna have something small that we hand out, but we're glad we have the catalog.
It's beautiful. It's so beautiful.
And we want it to market our artists, right? We want that. Yeah, so we'll have to figure out how to raise the money and make it happen next time. But,
Yeah. All right, well, we invite you to stay connected. We're nearing the end. We are gonna hang out in the space after this, so feel free to stay and chat. Even online, we're gonna keep the Zoom meeting open. You can unmute and talk amongst yourselves. And if you need to go, that's fine too. But reach out if you have questions. You might think of questions after this meeting and you can, contact us. Either through the catalog or, I don't know, look us up.
and we'll do another one of these later in the fall and check in again with folks. And it could be pretty informal. And then, before we leave, we have a cake to celebrate Joy's birthday today.
Happy birthday!
To sing, but Joy's the story circles leader.
sing.
Were you?
I don't sing. I do not sing. There we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Let's do a round and I believe in the power of kindness.
I thought he was gonna be the Coke version, then he started singing.
I wondered what that box was. I didn't think it was a hat.
It's a cake.
Can I leave something?
Oh, that's not from that.
Oh,
thing.
God.
Oh, that is.
It's from Evie's.
Oh, that is. Oh, my God.
It's Boston cream.
Oh. It is the cake. Okay. I mean, who's that box for?
Elliot Evie said it was her favorite. I said, well, I think Joy will like it.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah. So.
I've yet to have one of those. I've only lived here 3 years, but I've heard that.
That's so pretty.
Can we sing thank you for this cake? Thank you for this cake. 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 This delicious, delicious, delicious cake. Delicious, delicious, delicious cake. Everyone, thank you for this cake. 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 Delicious, delicious, delicious cake. Delicious, delicious, delicious cake.
Hey,